Hey guys, and welcome back. I'm Rachel O'Leary, and today we are planting the mystery garden. Now you guys overwhelmingly got it right. I am absolutely doing succulents and similar in this garden. I thought it would be a cool dichotomy to have the super wet bog garden surrounded by a super dry stone garden basically. And I've picked all cold hardy plants, which I think will be really easy for overwintering, as well as create a really beautiful display. Now, I have picked a ton of plants, many of which I ordered online, some of which I bought locally, and today we're just going to get them into my soil mix and see how it goes. Now, I've picked a range of plants from your typical hens and chicks or sempervivums to a bunch of stone crops, which are these types, which do really well, to a bunch of ice plants, which are something I haven't really worked with before, but they flower really beautifully and get a bit taller, so I think it'll look really nice. What I'm going to do is put those largest plants in the middle around the largest stones, and then just spread out the other ones around and into the rocks and see how it looks. This bin does not drain into the other bin. It has a large 2 diameter hole as well as a 1 diameter hole in the middle covered with landscape screening. And then if you remember correctly, this soil mix is a mix of coconut coir and equal parts chicken grit. And then I also mixed in some perlite, which has a little bit of fertilizer, which will help these guys at the start here. I've kept succulents in pots over the years. I've kept hens and chicks my whole life. In fact, I have some that were my grandmother's, my mother's, my husband's great aunt, and I just really enjoy the different textures that they get. So I think this will be pretty fun. Now, this is a full sun garden, but in the afternoon most of it will be shaded, which will help with the summer heat for these plants. Let's get started. Now, I've gone around and placed them loosely where I want them. This one company sent theirs in biodegradable pots and said to just pot the entire pot. I don't think I'm going to do that. Well, we'll see. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to do that. It's just too deep. So I'm going to rip apart the biodegradable pot. Get these guys in here. I'm going to try and put them against the edges of the rocks, so hopefully they'll climb up a bit as well as spread across. Now, all of these will grow quite a bit. And they can easily be propagated by trimming and just shoving them into soil. For now, I am going to leave the tags next to them just so as they grow, I can see what does well, what doesn't do well, things like that. Some of them you can see are already in flower, and these are all plants that can grow in this zone year-round, so I'm pretty excited about that. I expect that most of these will be pretty root-bound, as this one is in the pot, so I'm going to pull a lot of that off and discard most of this soil to give them a better shot at growing really well. Oh my gosh, this one's root-bound. They plant them in like these plugs, which seems like a good idea until you realize it is absolutely rock hard. Now, I will put like little wells along the side of these plants for the water to pool so that it doesn't touch the actual foliage, and mound the soil up underneath them. I'm going to go ahead and plant a lot of these and we'll come back and look. So everything's planted. You can see sempervivums, the hens and chicks have been spread all around, and those should propagate really, really readily. And then I've put the ice plants and the sedums and stuff mainly towards the middle, because I expect those will get quite a bit taller and they'll throw out a lot of flowers. And I actually haven't even pulled from my stash of stuff that I've collected over the years from around the US. But I think I'm going to let this stuff settle in and grow and see how it looks. I have left all the tags with all the plants so I know what everything is. And that way, if something's struggling or if something's doing really awesome, I'll know what it is so that I can get more. When I go to share these in a few years, I'll know what I have. But all in all, I think it's, you know, it's pretty attractive, and it'll be a nice foil to my bog garden over here. I think what we're actually going to do for the bog garden is divert water from this standpipe for my rainwater collection right into that standpipe, and then just have an overflow drilled on the pipe with a line leading out so it doesn't overflow. You can see it's staying nice and wet, but I'm worried about this summer because that's what I do. I worry. My friend Ricky also bought me a few more plants that are coming for this, but for now I think it's a really great start. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and you really did a great job guessing what I was going to do in here. The reason I chose this garden is because my husband and oldest daughter Abby really love succulents, and I wanted to do something that was special for them that they could really enjoy with all the help that they've been giving me. As always, thank you guys for your continued support.